Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. This is Starters Order 7, and I just finished recording the other one, 10 seconds ago. So for me, I'm just continuing on, and we're right into it. We're in the thick of it. Everybody knows we are gonna see how things go. Hey, Rene, Dragon. So close in the derby, went the way I thought. I've always thought that the Dragon might be better in mile 1 than in mile 2, but there's something about Hey Rene which makes me feel that they're going to steal the Preakness off Dragon. It'll be the first time we've had a Kentucky Derby winner that didn't go on to win the Preakness. Two went on to win the Preakness, and the Belmont claimed the entire Triple Crown. Krabby's down, and Plateau Brex, our first two. The next two up took the Derby and the Preakness, but did not take the Belmont. Fifth place for for Candy Star, and third place for Hague Candy in the Belmonts. So if we're looking at patterns, this would be the time that a Triple Crown goes no further than the Derby. Two get all three, two get the first two. This and maybe next year's runner might only take the Derby and not follow it up with the Preakness. But we are going in to Pimlico, the race for the Black-Eyed Susans, the second leg of the Triple Crown. It is the Preakness. Three runners, the same as we had in the Derby. Hague Rene will be ridden again by Juan Hernandez. Hague Violetta will be ridden again by Manuel Franco. And our favourite jockey will ride the Kentucky Derby winning Dragon. And maybe, just maybe, we'll see Calvin Burrell stand up in the stirrups and salute the crowd once again, as he so likes to do. It is a small field. 9 ran in 2031. 7 run right now. Your top 4 from the Kentucky Derby are all here. Capital Ready has been running at about a mile, is deciding to step up for the Preakness. Don't feel that's going to work out that well for them. Little grade 2 runner. Southern Lopez has been running at a little over a mile, stepped up to a mile 1. Kind of going to hold this distance. Could be okay. Ananda Squall is excitable, but has been here floating between a mile and a mile 1, is going to step up for this one. Third place in the Kentucky Derby, Polish Thread. Locked in for the Preakness and the Belmont. Is a little excitable right now. Isn't settling very well. Fourth in the Derby was Hague Violetta. I'm excited to see what they could do. Again, I don't think this is a great field. I think fourth is kind of where they should finish. Really, Hague Rene, really good horse. Just got this feeling that they're going to take this, even though they should have been slightly better in the Derby than the Preakness. And Dragon should be slightly better in the Preakness than the Derby. I didn't think that was going to happen. It didn't end up happening. Dragon is the quality in this field. So, does Dragon take this for both legs? Does Hague Rene get screwed out of it? Is Hague Rene also capable of winning the Derby and the Preakness and getting 2 legs. Yes, they are. But Haig Rene might go home with none. 1 mile, 1 furlong, 110 yards at Pimlico. The race for the Black-Eyed Susans, Class 1, Grade 1. The 3-year-olds on the dirt track. Dragon off to a decent enough start. Don't think much of Rene and Violetta. So far, they're going to climb into second and third. Back to Capital ready in 4. Sauterne Lopez is the grey there in the yellow silks. Polish Thread on its inside against the rail is the threat. And Ananda Squall on the outside. Good, but not a great horse. Rene having to do a lot of legwork here, but getting up and into the mix. 2.5 from home. Dragon untested. Violetta starting to fall back a little bit. Down to the final furlong. Rene with a massive kick. And this is just going to play out as I thought. And to a certain degree, maybe even feared. Can Dragon get up? No, he can't. It will be Haig Rene to take this. A length from the Dragon. And Under Squall was up in the mix there behind Polish Thread with Sauterne Lopez. All 3 of them very, very close. Haig Violetta. I'm telling you, the Belmont just looks good. We fall right back. Not the best. 4th in the Derby. 6th in the Preakness. Yeah. It got up early. It couldn't quite go. It wants so much more distance. Again, jockey instructions could have taken this up to possibly as high as 3rd again. But, yeah, it's giving me all the confidence in the world that Violetta's gonna kill in the Belmont. We didn't split it between the 3 of them. If I had to, I would have put Dragon in this race, probably. I don't know, I really wanted him in the Derby. But Haig Rene possibly would have been my Derby runner. Came second behind Dragon, would have won it. Dragon in this came second behind Haig Rene, would have won it. And then Violetta in the Belmont. Can we do it? Rene's a stalker. Had no chance for Violetta. Rene wins. Not much there. And yeah, Dragon, we're just beginning to pick up towards the end. So Dragon is a mile 2. Rene probably is as well, but is closer to a mile 1. Like I say, Violetta feels like a mile 3. Maybe a mile 2. Dragon a little tired, but does have time to rest. But seeing a lot of horses run as 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds against us, I was able to pick pretty much the top 6 for the Derby. Not quite in the right order, but almost. And I was able to correctly predict who of my 3 horses would win the Derby and the Preakness and the Belmont. And I've been proven right on 2 of those, plus exactly how they felt about the differences. And yeah, that's kind of been proven true with Violetta running really poorly when we drop down a further furlong. I feel pretty good if I'm right again. Not only does Violetta prove me right, but I think we'll have one I can run for the rest of the year in mile 1. One I can run in very good mile 2s. High Life is a miler. Yeah, so I got a miler, a mile 1, a mile 2, and then a mile 3 to 4 in Haig Violetta. And Haig Candy is just having his season. That's all perfectly fine. I think it kind of lines up okay. I think it lines up okay. So, not showing 7 furlongs, but I think we want 7 furlongs. This is going to be the proof. The jockey told me this last time. We wanted more than 6, so we're going with it. Best horse. Don't really know these horses very well, but we're starting to remember names. And if someone does well and beats us, we kind of remember their name a little better. And then next season, we might be able to clue in on the Triple Crown races again. Not the best of starts, not the worst of starts, but we're up the inside to the front. Someway City on our outside, back to Chiberta Desperado and Tasmo Bear. Turbot and Harrod, Water, Marsh, Alberto Calige, Stanley LaHue, the horse we remember, Dead Dolly and Kilkenny, Trilogy off the bend, onto the home stretch. 1.5 from home and nobody else on camera. Driving now to that final furlong marker. Coasting. As we zoom out a bit, we can see there comes Stanley LaHue. A solid little finish. Might not get up into second though. Watered Marsh fights them off. And I don't feel like any of this was great from the rest of the field. I don't feel there's a great horse in it. But a very solid win for us. Very, very solid win for us. I might not have won the first 2 maidens, but we've done everything that we've asked of the horse. We don't quite hit our potential. That's kind of the only downside this year. That is the only downside. Kind of waiting, I think, till the end of the year, maybe. I know the futurities are going to be runnable. I don't know what else is. Like, back end of the year, what really is there? The Starlet, we'll probably have someone that could run just over a mile. And yeah, I think we easily could run the juvenile fillies and the juvenile fillies turf. And to be honest with you, if we don't jump on Orphan this year, then the juvenile turf sprint could also be in play. So at least until November, I think we keep them out to run the Breeders' Cup. And then we keep one out until December. And that means we only have that one to breed. Because I think the cutoff for breeding's kind of almost a week after this. So we'll be really close, but we should be able to sneak it in. So yeah, I think after the Breeders' Cup, 2 of the 2-year-olds go into the barn. And the one I think has the most distance, which is probably going to be Ramscoop, can run the Starlet. And then get bred from. I think that's kind of the plan with the 2-year-olds. I think that's kind of the plan. Okay. We know kind of what we're doing. 1 mile, Shoemaker Mile. Santa Anita. Don't love this field. I don't think it's a great field. I think it's kind of a match race between us and Albigeldi Knights, who not sure if we can beat. I think it'll be close, but I see why we're the best horses in this field and the highest rated. That kind of puts us in as the favourites, joint favourites. A little bit of rain on the turf, that could change something. The 1 mile, Shoemaker Mile, Class 1, Grade 1s for 3-year-olds and above on the tour. It is High Life, near side, going towards the front, and Albergeldi Knights right there alongside us against the rail in the dark green silks. They are the two to watch, and they're going straight to the front. It's back to Whitechapel Acres and drawing motion. Inside the Cedar Composer, outside Giovanna Byzantium, and Alacrity Beard at the rear of the field. People now getting into position. Albergeldi in a good spot right now. Down to the final furlong. Cedar Composer coming up the inside. Whitechapel Acres coming on our outside. Albergeldi Knights holding in first. High Life yet to go. A little bit of a late push. It's not going to be enough. And it's as we thought. Albergeldi Knights from High Life in this race. It's definitely not a bad run. It's just not the wins that I want to see. Since we won our first maiden, we won the next 5. We won the next 4 to make it 5 in a row. The Beholder Mile beaten by Albergeldi. Then we win the Ashland. 3rd, beaten by Inchbury, who we really liked, and Casabadali, who we don't really know much about. And then here we're beaten by Albergeldi. You know what that means? You know what that is? Albergeldi is daffodilling us. They're daffodilling us. Taking away wins that we would have had, like we did all season long against Riom Daffodil. But Rene's already... Sorry, not Rene. High Life's already got Grade 1 wins. And it took until we stopped racing Riom Daffodil before they won one. So... But that is what's happening. Game day decision on High Life. Yeah. If I put Hig Candy in the barn, does he lose all these? That's my question now. I put him in the barn, he loses all these entries, right? Yeah, I think that it will. So what I'm gonna do is get High Life bred since we're over racing. Had a good little season. We'll breed, we'll bring it back out. I've made a note of all those races, so I'll just have to rebook them. I think that's fine. Absolutely fine. Anything crazy in here? Nope. Don't really think that there is. Okay. Dragon won the Kentucky Derby second in the Preakness. Rene, second in the Kentucky Derby, won the Preakness. Violetta, fourth in the Kentucky Derby in a good run. Didn't like coming shorter, but the Preakness ended up 6th. Has the adaptability and the natural inclination to run probably somewhere between 1-2 and 1-3, adapt up to 4. But what do Dragon and Rene do? Because if Dragon and Rene are not beaten, if either one is not beaten by a game-bred horse, then by booking all 3 in all 3, I have cost somebody a triple crown. Because if I'd only have run Dragon right now, he would have won the Derby and the Preakness. So if only my horses beat him at Belmont, at the Belmont Stakes, then he would have won a Triple Crown if I'd have only run him. Same with Rene. Beaten by Dragon, then won a race. If no Gamebreds beat them, she would have won a Triple Crown. So I think for my sanity, the result I really want to see is Haig Violetta wins, a Gamebred in second, and then Dragon and Rene can fight over third and fourth. That, to me, would be absolutely fine. Dragon and Rene, third, fourth, or fifth, I'm happy. Gamebreds in second or third, I'm happy. Violetta wins the race, I'm happy. We've got very specific conditions here to make me happy and not feel like I've cost us another Triple Crown, as we've been unlucky. We've been lucky, to be fair. Krabby should not have won a Triple Crown, but he did. He's very lucky. Brex was just dominant. We were unlucky with Candy Star. We were unlucky with Hair Candy, especially. But I probably cost Stardrum a Triple Crown by not running them at all. Have I cost Dragon and or Hair Grenade a Triple Crown by running multiple runners in all three races? It is time to find out. We go over to Belmont Park for the Belmont Stakes. The proving ground, the graveyard, the test of the champions. And the three are there. Hair Grenade will be your favourite. Dragon at 6-1. Edgewine Kumturu comes back at 7-1. Polish Thread. Solid horse. Third in the Derby. Third in the Preakness. You want to come second or third in this? I'll be happy. Tell you what, you become third. You come third in this. You can have third in all three Triple Crown races. That'll be a lovely thing. Kumturu comes second. Justifying my love for that horse. That's fine. Violetta 1, Kumturu 2, Polish Thread 3, Dragon 4, Rene 5. That's my ideal top 5. We're putting it out there. We're saying Mithy Whippy is very wound up. Useful Master isn't settling that well. We've got 12 runners. Jolie isn't a specialist. Whippy isn't a specialist. Promenade isn't a specialist. Transit isn't a specialist. Kumturu is not a specialist. Just a great horse. Useful Master isn't a specialist. All-Star Council isn't a specialist. Polish Thread has run really well, is not a specialist. And Signifer Broughton is not a specialist. There is nothing that's standing in the way for Haig Violetta. Violetta, Kumturu, Polish Thread, Dragon, Rene. My top 5. Let's go see it happen. Let's go and see it happen. If I'm right, then I'm going to be ecstatic. But we are here at Belmont Park. The test of the champions, the Belmont Stakes. Mile 4 for 3-year-olds on this dirt track. Class 1, Grade 1. The third race of the Triple Crown. Kentucky Derby winner Dragon is here. Preakness winner Haig Rene is here. Third place in both those races, Polish Thread is here. Last year's champion 2-year-old Edgevine Kumturu is here. And everybody is praying for Haig Violetta. As the 3 Chris Orme horses go towards this front group. Corner Transit and All-Star Council up near the front 2. Then Rene is back with Signifier Broughton, Edgevine Kumturu in this group as well. Back to Promenade Risky. Got Mithy Whippy, Bountiful Jody, Polish Thread, and Useful Master all the way at the rear. Haig Rene not running very well right now. Violetta and Kumturu are in very good positions right now. Dragon not in bad condition. Here comes Rene on the outside. Under 2 from home, Violetta has a lane to run. Dragon has to step out into a lane to run. But this is what we wanted to see from Violetta. Violetta going well. Kumturu falling off. Promenade Risky and Corner Transit are there in the way. They beat Dragon. They and Kumturu beat Rene. Your winner is Haig Violetta. 3 races, 3 horses, 3 winners for each step of the triple threat, the triple crown. Dragon takes the Derby. Rene takes the Preakness. And Haig Violetta claims the Belmont. And I didn't screw Rene or Dragon out to a triple crown. I gave them all a shot. I kept the jockeys the same. I didn't favour any of the horses. I let them run. I let them compete. And they all went out and won a triple crown race for me. And none of them would have won more than 2. For the 3rd time, our stable takes all 3 legs of a triple crown. For the first time, they are not on the same horse. Good run by Violetta. Risky ran well. Corner Transit ran well. Dragon, not a bad run from them. Kumturu, a little bit behind where I thought she would be. And then Rene, just ahead of Polish Thread. Down in 7th, sadly. Down in 7th, sadly. So I had Kumturu in 2nd, they came 5th. I had Polish Thread in 3rd, more hoping than anything. They finished 7th. I had Violetta to win, which he did. Dragon in 4th, which is where he came, and Rene in 5th, ended up coming 6th, but not a bad run for her. 125 rating, she holds. So up 8 points across the Triple Crown races. Maxed out at 86 potential. I'm very happy with Haig Rene. Very, very happy. 2nd, 1st, and 6th. Dragon, 124 rating, which he holds. Again, up 8 rating points through the Triple Crown. 1st, 2nd, and 4th, very happy with Dragon. He is maxed out at, what, 88? Maybe 89? Potential, probably 88 right now. I'm so glad he came good. After this race at Kenilworth, the Peninsula, I was really worried. But we came back. We did what we knew we could do on the horse. I'm very, very happy to see that happen. And then Violetta, 117. Jumps to 121. 7 rating points. So 8 for Rene, 8 for Dragon, 7 for Violetta. All very similar. 4th in the Derby, 6th in the Preakness, 1st in the Belmont. And 81 potential filled out. That's not bad. That's really not bad. That gives us like 15, 16 to fill as a 4-year-old. Basically running the same schedule as Haig Candy's been booked on this year. In the mile 3s and mile 4s. I think that suits. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, Rene didn't stay. Dragon went shorter. Violetta just wanted to run. And now we get a stable virus. Yay, I'm glad it didn't hit yesterday's, because that affects your racing quite a lot sometimes. So yeah, I think that these 2-year-olds aren't going to run as well. Maybe. Yeah. As long as I'm not over racing you. As long as I'm not over racing you, what's Rene got to run? The Haskell Yes. That sounds fine to me. The Whitney's not bad. Delmar Oaks or the Whitney? Let's go for the Whitney. Personal ensign. Oh, I like the Woodward. I like the Woodward. Let's lay off that though. Pennsylvania Derby. Mile 1. Which means we can't do the Spinster, but then we can come for the QE2 Challenge Cup. Then the Breeders' Cup Distaff. And then what? I feel like the Hollywood Derby's probably the safe bet. The Clark's not bad. But 3-year-old only, that's the safe bet. The Champions Cup is kind of the one I really would want. That's one I really would want. So, mile 2 for Dragon. Those are very close together. We'll have to kind of play some of this by ear. Ooh, do I go for the International at York? Do I send Dragon over to York? I don't think I need to, right? I don't think I need to. Who's in? I was going to say, like, aren't these races going to get... Are they going to get blocked off by Hague Candy? But they're not, because they're running mile 4, right? So I'm kind of open to run anything here. So I think the Arlington's the toughest of these two. And we won't run the International. That also gives us the Travers. We've got the Arlington Million and the Travers. 29th of August, 20th of September. Oh. Whether we should run it or not, I don't know. But we can run it. So we're kind of booking in the Champion Stakes or the Tennis Show. Yeah, some game day decisions on the schedule for sure. The BCC again, it's like similar as we've had arguments in the past, and it's probably better to skip the trip to Britain and do the ones either side and go to Japan. Yeah. I'm going to go a mile 4 with adaptability here of 1 furlong. Because that'll give me the mile 3, mile 4s for Violetta. It'll also give me mile 5s, but we don't really want to run any of those. Yeah, so Hague Violetta is going to... Not Hague Violetta. Yeah, Hague Violetta is going to get intruded... Is going to intrude on Hague Candy's schedule if I take stuff like the Keenan. But that does just mean United Nations in this case. So we can't run there. We can run the Breeders' Stakes. That's going to be super tough. But we can run it. Then we got the Jockey Club Derby. That's going to be tough. Northern Dancer is Hague Candy. Arc de Triomphe is Hague Candy. That does free up Violetta to go into the Joe Hirsch. Canadian International has Hague Candy. Breeders' Cup Turf. I think we're going to Japan Cup, aren't we? I don't think they're running the Breeders' Cup with Hague Candy. Wow, there's some huge races. Yeah, I think Japan Cup's where we're going with Candy, and then finishing with the Rimakinen. Okay, so looking at the 3-year-olds, Hague Rene would have the Haskell, the Whitney, the Personal Ensign, the Pennsylvania Derby, the QE2 Challenge Cup, the Breeders' Cup Distaff, the Hollywood Derby, and the Champions Cup. And to me, the only thing that looks like it's close here to the point where we won't be able to race is the Derby and the Champions Cup. This is probably going to be difficult. I'm just wondering. It's definitely more money to go to Japan. I think we may try and run both, but we get a game day decision when we're there. I think. They're much less for Violetta, but we do get some good races here. So we got the United Nations. And we get a little break for the Breeders' Stakes. Get a month off for the Jockey Club Derby. And another month off for the Joe Hirsch. And another month off for the Breeders' Cup Turf. And yeah, Breeders' Cup, Joe Hirsch, even United Nations, not really like big races. None of them have been won by anyone we really no one liked too much. We kind of liked, well, I liked Palace Jester and Kikos early on. Tauri Audience turned out to be a terrible breeder for us, but was a good horse, and Yorkshire Dairy we do like. So Joe Hirsch has highlighted some. But the Jockey Club Derby is a pretty big race, and we have won it previously. The Breeders' Cup Turf is massive. I just did not think that we would be in this. And Ingleby Star, the best breeder alongside Eve's Era in the entire game. Anna Branch Weapon was a phenomenal horse. Aaron Spinnaker, phenomenal horse. Neither one of these bred well. Yorkshire's Dairy, very good. So I'm surprised that I'm not running that. I'm trying to think if I should instead run that on Hague Candy. They are still breeding. Nothing at sales. Still breeding with Hague Candy. We're kind of getting to the point now where it's encroaching on the next run I want to make, which I think is in like 10 days or so. So Ram Scoop's going to be running with a stable virus, which usually costs you like a length and a half to 3 lengths. So it's basically a sickness going around your stable, and it just affects all horses. So we are the favourites as a grade 3 over a mile. We haven't jumped in distance. We should be good from that. We should win. We should win by a couple of clear lengths, but this stable virus kind of puts things up in the air. So a mile class 1 grade 3, 2-year-olds on turf. We're out the gates okay in the middle of the field. And we're going to go towards the back alongside Kilkenny, Trilogy, and Bon Ballad. Up to Kaiser Leshi Jota. Ulara Chris in behind Pratara Sharp. On the outside is Grange Mills Row, and your leader is He's a Grey Bargain right now. We're coming up the outside, making a little charge from deep, getting clear by 1.5 furlongs. Do we now have the pace, and do we have the stamina, and is the stable virus going to kick us? Daylight at the final furlong marker, charging down the home stretch. Pratara Sharp up in the second place, but being distanced even so. Nice and easy and clear. The stable virus didn't kill us there. 6-length winner. What a run. What a win. Up to 104 rating. Got a little grade 3 on Ramscoop. That's what we've been waiting for. And honestly, if we cap out at 70 potential for this season, that's fine. And we'll get up just over 80 for next season. Probably being the Triple Crown runner, because I've got doubts over the other two. And honestly, I'm not got that much hope for Ramscoop. But at least they've kind of got a shot at being on distance. And I'm not sure the other two have. Very interesting. We've got some grade 2s to buy. Not entirely sure about the grade 3, but again, we got all this money for a reason. And part of that reason is for me to see what these horses are like. Part of it's for you guys to see what these are like. So you can do your own research, like looking at them, looking at their bills, looking at their breeding, looking at their form, how many races they've won out of the runs they've had, what grades. So you can do all this and kind of figure out yourselves and see the kind of prices that their reserves are for, all that information, and see how they turn out without having to buy them. Although I would say go into a save, bet an obscene amount of money to get yourself up to somewhere where I am, like probably a couple of 100 million, probably enough, and just go buy out, like sim the game 4 or 5 years in the future, and then just go at every auction and just like target 1 or 2 horses that show something: good breeding, good lineage, good offsprings, certain prices, certain traits, ages. 2-year-olds that didn't win their first maiden, but that could just be because if their breeding indicator says like a mile 6 and they were in a 5 furlong maiden, then perhaps they just wanted more distance. Sort of think about things in different ways, and you'll be able to see from my auctions here what matches up against those, and gives you an idea then of roughly what to expect. But Bobasock's neat. It's a horse I've seen before. It's not terrible. If you're just starting out, that's not a terrible horse. For, 400,000? A little expensive for what it is. But honestly, you could put that in the breeding barn, breed it with not the top sire, probably something that's like 200k a cover. So we come down, find yourself something like 200-300k. So any of these, yeah, for me it'd be probably good gain. Good distance here, decent high rating, won nearly half his races, and 3 grade 1s with 2 grade 3s. So they're unlikely to be some kind of like fluke as to why he is. Like, Or Good as Good Duke is another good one here. 17 wins in 24, 5, 4, and 1 in grades, 129 rated. That's kind of a bargain for 300 grand, I would say. But you find a little horse or two like this that you could breed from. So you bred from them both, 400 grand for the horse, 600 grand for the two foals for each cover. You get the two foals, in back-to-back years. If you sell each of those foals for 500,000, you've broken even. If you sell them as unraced 2-year-olds with a reserve of 600 grand, you're probably going to double or triple your money pretty quickly. So if you can get to the point where you've got $1 million or $2 million in the bank, that's how the breeding game works for money. I don't do that. But it's kind of how you used to have to play if you didn't do the money cheat. Still is the way you have to play if you didn't do the money cheat. What's this? 1.4 million for a couple of grade 2s as a miler. Again, not great, probably not worth buying. Grade 2 winner, grade 3 winner. 1 at a mile. Looks like it's got stamina for elsewhere. Yeah, that one's probably not worth buying either. But there's one there that can work, so figure out kind of the key metrics you're looking at. What bars mean more to you? And then you can kind of go ahead, pick up some at auction. And you never know, they might just work out for you. Egg candy. So I think, yeah, we're just over a week from the Kinen, which is their next race, the Takarazuka Kinen. So I think we got the king and queen first. There's the king and queen. And then we've got let me also select. There's the king and queen. We got the sword dancer. Then we should have the northern dancer. Then I believe it's the Arc de Triomphe at the start of October. Indeed it is. After that, it's back to Canada for the international. And then we didn't go to the Breeders' Cup turf. We went on the 23rd to Japan. Yes, the Japan Cup. And then I think Hong Kong Viz and the Arima Kinen to finish off. Is that a mile 3? I think that is a mile 3. No, it's a mile 4, 110 yards. Okay. I was going to say, I thought it was a mile 4, but it didn't show up. It's like, is that a mile 3? Nope, it's just where it is. Okay, and then on the 22nd, got the Takarazuka Kinen. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. Bum, pum, 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 pum. Let's go to graded races. So I normally do okay at Ascot over the short mileage races. We just got like a normal grade 3 here. We could go for a grade 2 over here instead. I don't know, especially the way Ascot's been running lately, and the fact we still have the stable virus. Then we play it safe. We just do this little grade 3. Boneless Orphan, best horse, all the others have run ones. Don't know the fields. Class 1, grade 3 over 6 furlongs. We're against the rail, we're out okay. And I don't know why it hasn't clocked to me that Boneless Orphan is a grey. I love grey horses. I absolutely adore grey horses for some reason. Like rich chestnuts and greys are my favourite. We're up there. Lupin comes up, falls away. Down to the final furlong. Is Lupin going to have another shot at this? Are they going to try? They're coming up very slowly, kind of just holding position, really. And Boneless Orphan takes that without much trouble. 3.5 from Aura Touch Lupin, and Main Street Tribal back another 2.5 again. Yeah. Don't think there's any 2-year-olds that really I need to pay attention to. There's no Kumtudus or anyone like that in there. Yeah, so we win a maiden. Now we've won back-to-back grade 3s. 99 rated. We're 78 ability. And could go up to like 86 next season. That's what our potential is currently. So 86 next season is Triple Crown range. But it really is breathing here, isn't it? A mile and a mile 2 to a mile 1. Could get the Derby, could get the Preakness. You're already a mile. We got a mile 6-ish to a mile 1, mile 2, which I've got to think you jump. You'll definitely be in the mix. And you'd be, what, like 83? So could be good enough and should have the distance for the Triple Crown. And then Juniper, mile 1. And Haig Morton at a mile 1. You've almost filled this up. You've got the quirks. Don't like dirt. But I'm not seeing that being mentioned. And I'm not seeing that affect our running. Second, because of distance and track preference. Second, just a bad run. We can excuse that. That's, just a bad run. Win a maiden, win a grade 3, second in a allowance race where we were picking up at the end. Then we do move up to 7 furlong and we're absolutely, flying on that. So even with the quirks, tempted to keep them around. I think the Derby and the Preakness could be in play again next season. It's just for the 3rd year in a row, the Belmont just seems like it's too far away. Henry Orpen. Oh my God. What did you do? Did he win the Kentucky Derby? Or the Preakness? Or did he just come close? No, he won the Derby. That's right. Yeah. Oh, that was a bad year, wasn't it? Cops Milan and Lamps Link are top 2. That was a bad year for us. Yeah. Blue Crop we bred from and did well. Relentless Homes did okay. So close to being like so many more Group 1 wins, to be fair. I don't think I've bred from you at all. I might want to. Well, let me make a note here. I mean, we should have breeding set for the next while, but yeah, Cops and Lamps came close there, didn't they? What did Fippens end up doing? Just little bits here and there, and then retired. A shame. Would have loved to have bought them. Bought an Andhar Pilate is standing at stud. I didn't love that horse. Yeah, Blue Crop and Relentless Homes ran decently well, and I've not bred from Relentless Homes. That's definitely something I could be doing. Henry is a Kentucky Derby winner. We've got a 3-year-old filly from his lineage that's only had one bad run and was completely and utterly wound up before that race. Got grades on the other side of the breeding. 1.6 million. See what this is like then. I got a feeling this would be okay. I don't think it'd be like superb, but I think it'll be pretty dang good. Like I say, the best thing is you'll get to see what this ends up like. So, okay, so mile 2, definitely sitting at about a mile 2, which means in the last month and a bit, it's jumped again, or it was just winning that off distance. That could be the case too. It's a good sign. Yeah, exactly kind of what I thought. Good, but not great horse. Solid potential, bit of cruising burst, extra speed's okay. Not a full finish, which I think's a bit of a shame. But looking at this, the fact that it's got jumping speed potential, um, especially if we keep on the hurdles rather than chase, there's nothing really here that worries me super much for a jump scheme. It's got some good cruising bursts which will come in handy. The extra speed's okay. And the fact that it will go into its 4-year-old season with a full potential bar, so it's going to jump, like that could be very, very good. It's got good speed and acceleration. It's not a great starter, but I think for 2 million, that can go into a jump save. Every day of the week, that can go into a jump save. And I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, we got everybody booked back in, right? The breeding has been done. We need to find Relentless Homes on here and figure out exactly. So there's Blue Crop and there's Relentless. So 5,000,000 for 123. Just trying to figure out where they're high on the list. So I'm going to scroll down a decent amount there, but we should be right there. So, yeah. So I guess sorting by group wins would be a good way to do it. But Relentless Homes, if I look around them, other breeders that I've liked, Platini I liked, Safari Team I liked, Blue Crop Grange I liked. Let's just go within a page either side. Seeking the Gold is okay. Gugane I pointed out as one of the ones for this amount of money that would be quite good. Almush Tarak Book is also here in that range, and Invincible Force Seeking the Gold. So a decent number of horses just below it in terms of group wins, and then up in group wins, Elton. Priestley's Words was actually a very good breeder. Not sure why, but again, not a ton of money, 130 rated, grades across the board, and 9 of 16 wins. So it kind of hits everything. It doesn't stand out anywhere, but that actually is a pretty good breeder because I've bred from them exclusively for 2 years with 2 different classes in this save, off camera. And they're all on transfer list somewhere. As Good as Good Duke, another one that I highlighted for its very good career record here. Yorkshire's Dairy was a great breeder for us. Kikos was very good. Greenock was pretty good as well. So yeah, we're kind of looking in the middle of all that, Relentless Homes. We just haven't really bred with. I think we bred one horse to him, and that might have been it as a test, and it didn't work out, so I never went back. But looking back at it and thinking about it, that's definitely a horse that I was keeping an eye on. 100%. And yeah, Carrigan we bred from, Scrubano we bred from, Sati was terrible, Melody was okay, Eve's Era with Ingleby Star are the goats. Nod Forms was great, Vanguard's been very good, and Tauri Audience was abysmal. So Sati and Tauri are the two that just did not breed out of this top bunch or do anything good. Cool. Well, we're still under a stable virus. We've got our 3-year-olds and our 4-year-old ready to run, so I think this is a decent place to leave off for right now. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you were able to predict the Triple Crown races. Kind of see what I was seeing. If not, let me know. Like, did I surprise you in the way I described it and the way it turned out, or did you think I was missing something? Let me know kind of how you read those horses and those races. Did you agree or not agree going in? But it kind of played out almost exactly as I thought, which is nice in a way because, yeah, so many years I've been coming into this and not feeling super confident. And right now, the 2-year-olds, I don't love the 2-year-olds, but I can see how they could run Triple Crown races. But there's no dragon. There's no dragon. But Violetta, definitely the male side of the bloodline there. Brisingham and Haig. He's a true son, I would say. True son of Brisingham and Haig. Haig Rene, true daughter of Humor Me Rene. Mile 1. Just, yeah. So we can kind of see how each of them have got different parts of the breeding there. And then Dragon is right on. Mile 1 to a Mile 2 Freeze Era, and Plateau Brex. Mile 1 to Mile 2, Triple Crown winner. Yeah. I think when you're looking into it, the lineage might be the most important thing because it will show you kind of what each horse has done, where they're likely to end up, especially in the American flat save, where they'll end up as a 3 to 4-year-old. So keep that in mind. And with that in mind, again, Eve's Era, Mile 1, Haig Morton, Mile 1. So next season, Juniper might be running. Like, if there's any way we could fill that out, that would be great. Probably not. Running as an 85 ability horse, roughly a Mile 1 with adaptability. Probably still not enough for the Belmont, but good for the other two. The quirks are the big question. Ramscoop just looks good. Brisingham and Haig again, a Mile 4 or a Mile 6. We're going to say a Mile 5. A Mile 1 to a Mile 2. Probably, I'd probably edge that to a Mile 2. So a Mile 3.5 in total. And that's kind of where the breeding is. So we expect to be on distance. We probably won't gain anything this year, but we'll be up to that, again, 83 ability, maybe somewhere on there. Should be good enough-ish to go into the Triple Crown racing. It's probably better, in fact, if Ramscoop stays at a mile until early into next season. So we can run an early mile, try and get that boost, and then probably finish the last 5 or 6% in the Derby. And Boneless Orphan, again, very solid. But looking at their breeding stats, a miler plus Ingleby Star, which was a Mile 4, could move up. Did win at 2 miles and a Mile 6. So I'm probably going to stay at a Mile 5. Again, that's like a Mile 2.5. That's right in where you kind of think they'll be for the Triple Crown and need to be. And yeah, again, that's probably going to be like 86, which is good enough. And again, if they hold to the end of this season before jumping to a mile or so, and again, we run them early, we could fill out that extra potential. So that's my thoughts and feelings. This season's Triple Crown was good. Not great, but good overall. Don't think we had one that would win all three, so the way we did it ended up working out perfectly. Next season, we might do the same. Depending on those quirks, I might just run Juniper, Ramscoop, and Boneless Orphan. If they all jump in distance, and they all possibly could, looking at their breeding. Whether they jump in time or not's another question, but they could be in a good enough position, high enough quality, high enough rating to all run the Kentucky Derby, Preakness, and Belmont Stakes next year. So let me know what you think of the 2-year-olds, what you thought about 3-year-olds in these races, and just in general. Leave your comments down in the section down below. Like and subscribe, please do, helps the channel, boosts the algorithm, engagement, all the buzzwords that you've heard about all over YouTube. It does make a big difference, even though it's just a couple of clicks from you. I would highly appreciate it. I appreciate all the support. As always, check out the other playlists we got available. And, yeah, membership's available on the channel too, if you're able. So, good stuff. More to come. We've got some big races for the rest of this year. And we might be sneaking Hay Candy into the breeding barn again towards the end of the season, where we've got 10 falls coming already. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I think that's pretty good, honestly. If we do get Care to over racing, Haig Rene could go in the barn. Juniper, I kind of want to hold out, but might go into the barn. The other two aren't there yet. So, again, we'll see how that plays out. But overall, I'm very happy. So I'll see you in the next one. Until then, thank you very much for stopping by. As always, take care of yourselves. And wish you all the very best until I see you next time.